home of Canadian rapper Drake in Toronto.
Bro, this is not what we wanted. I'm gonna be serious right now, bro. And first thing, do not go talking about, oh, it was Kendrick. Yes, it could have been influenced by him, but we're not gonna go ahead and say it was him who sent that call. For sure not. I don't think so. At the end of the day, me and you right here, we ain't gonna know. Nobody's gonna know. It could not have been, but we're not gonna sit here and just, oh, it was him. Yes, it could have been influenced, but you know what I'm saying? This is what happens, man. We didn't know if this shit was real, and the shit got real, right? You know what I mean? And this is what I did not want, bro. So they gotta cut it, bro. It's over. It's over. Let it be done. You know, because this is not, like, it's not fun no more. Like, this is not funny to me, like, at all. Like, y'all both y'all in that 1% of 1%, bro. Like, you two do not even need to be doing all this, bro. Y'all's up there. Like, it's not even like that, bro. I don't even know why we doing all this. Shit not even funny to me. So, and he's in Toronto, bro. So don't talk about no LA woo went out there. How they gonna get out there? You know what I'm saying? You act like they got passports on deck ready to go. No, stop it. You know that. Come on, man. Come on, bro.
This happening overnight in the wake of an escalating beef between Drake and hip-hop star Kendrick Lamar. This is the scene outside of Drake's home in the city's Bridle Path neighborhood, courtesy of our CTV News chopper. Police say a man sustained serious injuries after a shooting outside that home and was taken to hospital. Police also say a suspect fled in a vehicle, but no description has been released. So far, there's no word on whether Drake was at home at the time of the shooting, but we understand from police that he has offered to fully cooperate with them. Joining me.
Nah, bro. So the bodyguard got hit is what they saying. So the bodyguard got touched. Ambulance had to come, rush on me to the hospital. Where? So did they just bust down on him, or where? You know what I'm saying? Where were they busting at?
Me now is
because, like, you busting at Drake's house, bro. Like, you really got to be up close to even try to do something, bro. You ain't getting in there. So you might have let off on the bodyguard, maybe. You know, and that's fucked up. But you definitely wasn't gonna get to Drake. You know what I'm saying? You tripping.
It's Mark Mendelson. He is a former homicide detective, and he joins us now to discuss the developments in this case. As Mark, we're waiting for more word from police. Details are very scant right now. But what do you make of this shooting? This, for our viewers across the country, is known as the Bridle Path, this neighborhood. It's got a lot of mansions, but it's pretty open. It's not as though it's a gated area.
Hey, well, you're snitching. You're snitching. You ain't had to say all that, bro. Listen to it. You ain't even had to say all that, bro. Like, you snitching. It's already out there, so
It's pretty open. It's not as though it's the mansions, but it's pretty open. It's not as though it's a gated area.
Yeah, and good morning, Marcia. You're right. It's not a gated area, but there
snitching
are very, very large homes in that neighborhood. You know, and what goes along with large homes like that is a lot of security cameras and other security precautions that are taking place. And if you ever had the opportunity to drive past Drake's residence, you'll notice that there are gates and there are walls and there is sort of strategically placed trees, etc., to provide security. And there are also
God damn, bro. Yeah, you wasn't gonna get to Drake, buddy. That is a fucking crib, dog.
Formed security guards at the residence, and it's my understanding from a source within Toronto Police that in fact it is a security guard who is the victim of the shooting, who was working at the time. It was described to me as a drive-by shooting, and as you mentioned, there, you know, the police have put out a suspect vehicle. So that's all we really know at this point. As you fairly stated, we don't know if Drake is at home, if he's in the country, or
you know Drake not up in there. Come on, gang. You know he not up in there, gang. After the address was leaked like that, you know he not up in there. Come on, bro. What are y'all thinking, bro? Like, what's wrong? What's up with y'all, man? Y'all just one of y'all Kendrick Lamar, fanboys went over there and shot up. Like, bro, y'all weird. You know what I'm saying? Just weird shit.
Wherever.
Shit was fun, bro. Shit was cracking until y'all want to do some weird shit, man.
And now what the police are going to be doing,
bro, shut it off, bro,
is looking at the motivation behind this shooting. Again, there's lots of security cameras in all kinds of homes around that area, lots of security guards in other homes as well, and patrols. So they may have information of investigative value as well, but they'll be looking for the motivation. And of course, Marcia, in the backdrop of all of this is this sort of feud that's been going on, as you mentioned, with Lamar, in terms of who's dropping songs and who is disrespecting the other one. And as early as this morning, somebody actually went on Google Maps and re-tagged Drake's residence as Lamar's residence. So it's this feud going on. Now, whether this is all for clicks or for publicity,
that's what I thought it was for, but
nobody knows at this point. But it really doesn't take anything more than somebody being offended by what they're seeing or reading.
At the same time, Drake could have set the shit up too, though. Drake petty as hell like that. Take the blame off him. Like, oh, he the bad one. Petty as hell.
Decided they're going to take things into their own hands and commit this crime. And that's what the police will be looking at now. So it's very early on in the investigation. Lots of good security tape to look at. You have a living witness in this security guard that's been shot. And I'm sure that when he's able to speak, he will speak. And he'll be interviewed by the police. And we'll have to go from there.
Okay, and I just want to say, Mark, this is unconfirmed that it was the security guard. We're still waiting to hear officially from police. We expect them to be scrumming, hopefully, with reporters outside of that scene shortly, very shortly. I do want to ask you how police investigate something like this when a high-profile celebrity is involved.
Hi, my name is Michael B. Jordan, and this is David Yerman, Chevron Collection.
We don't got time for that, for sure. For sure not. For sure not.
Well, they're going to look at the motivation, as I mentioned earlier. Were there other threats that were coming in throughout the night, whether by text message or online? They'll be scouring all the online postings to see if anybody made.
I think this was a fanboy.
Any untoward or violent threats towards Drake or anybody that works for Drake or his residents. These are the things that they'll be looking at. They'll be scouring over the security tape to try and get a license plate and a description of that vehicle, and they'll be hunting down that vehicle as well, and maybe.
Bro, nobody's gonna go to fucking Toronto to go shoot Drake's crib. It's not happening, bro.
Stolen, it may not. We don't know. All of this is very early on. They'll be looking at the ballistics that remain at the scene, whether it's shell casings or if there's a bullet that's been retrieved from the victim or at the scene. They'll be looking at that, comparing that to other crimes that are out there now. So there's lots of steps to be taken. There's going to be interviews of Drake's staff and neighbors and canvassing of that nature. So it's going to take some time. This is not new. We have seen this not only in this city, but certainly in the United States, where there have been feuds between rappers who have filmed a video in somebody else's quote unquote territory, and the response has been violence. We've seen murders related to the industry and people.
That's one thing, man. Be careful, man. All y'all want to play this beef shit, calling out, woo, man. Is it that serious, bro? For what? Like, literally, bro, let me kick my feet up real quick. Like, for what? We all on here trying to do what, bro? So we just living for beef? We living to hate each other? We living to kill each other? Like, come on, man. What, for what? What is that going to do? You, your family, anything? There's no point. We out here trying to get Uchis. We out here trying to get Uchis. Dollars. You know what I'm saying? Cut that shit out, bro. It's not worth it, man. The shit kind of just got stale right now. Like, I got a stale taste about the whole thing now. It's like, y'all brought something so good back to hip-hop. Dropping. And now it's like...
who are involved in that genre of music, and we've seen a lot of murders in the States that have been related to that. So this is not new, but it is obviously upsetting, and it will be thoroughly investigated, I'm sure, by the police.
And I'm well aware that this next question is of a speculative nature, but we understand Drake is cooperating with police, but we don't know if he was there. The fact that he has made that outreach, or they reached out to him, do you think, Mark, that he was at home at the time?
No.
I have no idea. I just don't know about the travels of Drake.
Drake was not at the crib, fool.
I'm too old, Marcia, to keep an eye on that. But at the end of the day, he's going to have information of investigative value, whether he was in the home or whether he was in another country. And, you know, and again, I'll go back to, has he been threatened in any way, either directly or indirectly, and from who? And what steps did they take? What steps did the security guards at the residence take? So by cooperating, I would expect him to cooperate. I'm quite sure the police reached out to him right away, because he will have some answers to help fill some of the voids in this puzzle.
I want to ask you about security at the home, and you're right. If you were able to drive, if anyone has driven by, they would see that security was pretty tight. But clearly, Mark, this shows us that no security system is perfect.
No, absolutely not. I mean,
who is this reporter? What kind of questions are you asking, man?
If what I've been told is correct, that it was a drive-by shooting, there really is nothing preventative there. There's cars. It's an open road. There's cars able to drive back and forth all the time, and security guards in Canada are not armed. They are unarmed security guards, and you can have the best security systems in the world. You can have the best physical security in terms of gates and brick walls, things of that nature. But to be able to be proactive and prevent somebody from just driving by the house and opening fire, short of closing the road, there really is no solution.
Could you see this investigation expanding to involve other law enforcement, or is this in the hands of Toronto Police solely?
Well, right now, the offense took place in Toronto, so they will have jurisdiction. They'll have carriage of the investigation. In the event that they have to reach out to other police services to follow up on threats or perceived threats, there'll be no hesitation from the police to reach out to whatever police service, wherever it may be in North America or in Europe. It doesn't really matter. There's always good cooperation. And you're right, they may have witnesses they need interviewed very quickly in wherever, LA or London or Paris. We don't know. But it's just a phone call away, and those interviews will be done.
Celebrities are often targeted, and it's even worse with social media these days. Mark, do you, from your experience, know if people always go to the police if they are feeling threatened, or if they have been threatened?
She's asking stupid fucking questions, bro. Seriously.
Most people do. Most people aren't threatened, I think, but the higher profile you live your life, the more you're on TV and on the radio and on social media, the more you expose yourself. And, every threat has to be weighted in terms of a threat assessment, as to whether it's even possible to identify the source and what that person is doing in their particular life and in their particular business at that time. But I certainly, from my experience and from my clients, threats like this are reported to the police because they do need that assistance, and they have a far wide-reaching investigative.
Well, there's cases where it won't be and will be, bro. That's person to person, situation to situation,
wingspan, if you will, to investigate these things as opposed to doing it internally.
Okay, I really need a quick answer because I know you have to do another interview, Mark. Do you feel that this was a warning, a sign, or do you think that there was an attempt of murder here?
Nah.
I think anytime you shoot somebody, that's an attempted murder. I mean,
yeah, that's for sure attempted murder. But
we watch it on TV. Oh, why don't you shoot him in the leg or shoot him in the arm? That's not reality. That's not how the world works. So yeah, when you shoot somebody, I think there's an intent to kill.
Police confirm.
That's true, bro. But at the same time, we're not blaming this on Kendrick yet. Come on, bro. So I'll catch you on the next one, man. Let me know what you guys think about this. Like I said, I don't want this to go down like this. I don't want it to turn into this. There's already been multiple situations, bro. We lost so many artists, bro. These are two big influences on us, and please, let's just stop. Please.